In this lesson, I will show you the difference between access keys and IAM roles, and we are going to use both for the same purpose to access some data in Amazon S3. But you'll see how the implementation is slightly different and how one way is a little more secure than the other. So, back in the console here, I'm going to EC2 to look at my running instances. Here I have a running instance that I'll use in this example. I select it, connect, and then connect. Once the interface is loaded, let's try running a command. I'm going to run AWS S3ls. With this command, it should list or enumerate the names of the bucket that I have in my account. But, of course, it doesn't. And if you look closely, we need to run this command called AWS configure. We saw this earlier when we were configuring the AWS CLI. So, you'll need access keys and a secret access key. So, let's go get those first. Back in the console, I go to my username up here and enter security credentials. And this takes me to the IAM panel. From here, further down, I tell it to create access key. The use case will be for the AWS CLI. I accept and next. Here I set it to something like AWS Labs. Then, create. And it's being generated. You can download this information in a CSV file for later use. You should also know that for security, you need to keep this information secure. You don't want to have your secret access key on public platforms, such as GitHub or another site. This can put the security of your account at risk. So, I'm going to show it for this demo because this key will be deleted once I'm done with the lab anyway. So, I'm going to copy my access key ID to my clipboard and back to the instance. I'm going to type AWS configure. And it asks me for the access key. So, I paste it, and now it asks me for the secret access key. So back to IAM. I'm going to copy the secret access key and paste it into the terminal. My region is US East 1. The output format will be JSON. And I'm back at the command prompt. Let's try running the AWS S3ls command again. And sure enough, we can now see the bucket that I have in my AWS account. So, this just shows that with these credentials, we have been able to access another AWS service. But there is a problem. If I go to this file directory and run the OS command, now I type cat credentials. This will actually show me the file that contains my access key and my secret access key. And notice that this is in plain text. It's not encrypted in any way. So, if someone could compromise this system, they could potentially have access to this file. And then they would be able to do anything on my AWS account because they would have the same permissions as me. So, it's a security risk. That's not really a very secure thing to do, and that's one of IAM best practices, which is not to store access key in your code. So, what I'll do first of all is run rm-rf. And if I type ls again, the files have already been deleted. So, if I run the AWS S3ls command again, notice that I can't access the S3 service again. So now we will do it the best way, the safest way, which is to use an IAM role. So, back to the IAM console. Let's go to Roles, Create Role. Leave it on AWS Service and below. I choose EC2. This means that it will allow the EC2 instance to call other AWS services. On this page, let's look in the field S3, and I'm going to choose Amazon S3 read-only access. So, this is the policy, and I want to choose the one that has the least privilege possible. All I need in this case is to only be able to read from Amazon S3. So, I press Next. I'll give it a name like EC2 S3, and then create role. Once that's done, I look up here EC2. I go in there, running instances, and once here, I select my instance, actions, security, modify IAM role, and from the list, I choose the one I just created and then update. Back in the EC2 instance connection, I'll try running the AWS S3 ls command again. And I can see my Amazon S3 bucket again. And if I type ls, notice now it doesn't show me the access keys or anything like that like before. So, I don't have that security exposure of having an unencrypted file on my computer that stores the access keys. That's secret information that I wouldn't want anybody to have access to. That's how it all works. And with that, we're done with this demonstration. And before I go, I'm going to go to IAM, go into Users, go into my account and then Security Credentials. Disable the newly accessed key. And then delete it. And now, we're officially done. See you next time.